What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to go over why this week and next week will be historic for the stock markets. We aren't going to waste any time, so let's get right into it. So earnings season is just starting back up, and when these big companies report earnings, their stocks almost always move in gigantic ways, and we have some of the largest, most influential companies in the entire market about to report earnings. I want to give you an example about what happened last time we had earnings season. Netflix had one of its craziest moves in a long time. It went from $508 all the way down to $380 within one day. And that's just Netflix. Facebook also had some historic movement. Facebook stock instantly went from $323 all the way down to $235. So the point is that yes, there's a lot of volatility. Sometimes it's to the upside, sometimes it's to the downside, but either way, there's a ton of opportunity because if these stocks tank down, that'll give us a great buying opportunity. If they rise up, it'll give us a lot of good opportunities for day trades and stuff like that. But what makes this earnings season so interesting, especially compared to a couple earnings seasons before this one, is that stocks are already at crazy levels. For example, Netflix just a couple months ago was at $700 a share. Today, Netflix is at $333 a share. On their previous earnings report, like I said, they fell from like 508 all the way down to 380. So now the question is Netflix going to fall down from 333 down to 200? Or is it going to hold its ground and maybe pop back up? Because if it falls down to 200 or anything close to that would just be mind-blowing. And that's just one example. There's a lot of stocks out there at just crazy levels that have fallen so much. It's like they're to the point if they keep on falling, it's like it would just be absolutely insane. And part of it would be bad and part of it would be good because, of course, no one loves to see stocks tanking down by 20% in a day. But then on the other hand, it's like if you're not fully invested into the stock market yet, that would be one dang good opportunity, we'll say that. And like I said, there's many stocks out there like this. And what's interesting is that while we always have certain stocks reporting at different times of the market, not all stocks have an equal representation in the S&P 500. For example, let's go over to the Market Watch tab and let's go to the S&P 500. We can see how big the box is for Apple, and we can see how small the box is for, let's say, Citigroup. Perfect example. Citigroup's right here where my cursor is, and then here's Apple in this giant box. Basically, it just represents the weighting of Apple and Citigroup in the S&P 500. So, for example, when Apple moves, it has a much larger influence on the S&P 500 than Citigroup. So when we have these powerhouse companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Facebook, and Google reporting, they really move the markets along with them. So that's why this week and next week will be so important because we have these giant powerhouse companies like Netflix, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, and a lot of other stocks about to report earnings, and it starts tomorrow. So it's like Netflix is Tuesday after close, so it's tomorrow after close. We also have some other big ones like IBM, Procter & Gamble. Tesla's pretty big. Tesla will be on Wednesday after close. Snapchat, Verizon, American Airlines, stuff like that. And it's only going to get crazier and crazier for like the next 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, we have Apple and Microsoft coming up too. Then we have Amazon creeping up there too. So we're definitely be prepared for volatility because it's really going to get crazy. And I just want to say it again. It's like there's so many stocks at really low levels right now where a lot of them are to the point where like if they keep on falling, that will it'll get interesting. We'll say that. But overall, I wanted to make this video to let everyone know ahead of time that, hey, earnings are coming up. There's almost always a lot of opportunity with this type of event because even if stocks blast up, which is what I hope what happens, of course, there's going to be a ton of opportunity for like short-term day trades, maybe buying new stock positions, maybe some options trades, swing trades, stuff like that. If stocks tank down, the market will probably continue with them, and at the same time, while it will hurt a lot in the short term, it will give a great opportunity for the long term. So keep that in mind, guys. Tesla's going to be a crazy earnings report on Wednesday. Personally, my favorite earnings report for this week is going to be Netflix. It's not that I'm hoping and praying that they explode up. It's just, I think it's going to be very interesting considering how Netflix basically already lost half of its value over the past 5 to 6 months. Like, is it going to lose another half of its value with this earnings report? Only God knows. So we'll see what happens. But it really is going to get interesting. Let me know what your guys' favorite earnings report is. What's your favorite earnings report? Because I know a lot of people like Tesla on Wednesday, but I know some people have been following these airlines lately too. And then, of course, Netflix is pretty big. But besides that, be prepared for a lot of volatility over the next couple weeks. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe.